Good morning, everyone. Great to have you here on a Saturday. Oh my gosh, we have such an amazing event planned for you. But before we do, you're seeing in the chat to light up your cameras. We really want this to be where we can see you. Not only you see us, we want to be able to see you. We've got a lot of guests here today. And what I'd like to ask you to do, whoever is a guest or first time seeing an enterprise presentation, just put a 1 in the chat so I can kind of get an idea of who's here to see this for the very first time. A lot of them. And by the way, I saw a couple of enterprise people around here. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at all that. This is exciting. We're going to introduce you a brand new presentation this morning. And first time I've actually had a chance to do it, so I'm excited to share it with you. And we'll get started here in just a moment. So, a Power Pro already? Good, Angel. You might think about this today after it and find out that Enterprise is a good match for you. This is why we're here, to help you educate each of you on Enterprise. So with that, let's get this party started. Y'all ready? Ready to get it done? Let's get some... Yeah? All right, good. So, Randy, I see your arms up there. I see some people clapping. Good. I'm ready. All right. Welcome. It is my pleasure to introduce you today to the Powur Enterprise program. This has been in a beta mode for about a year. You'll hear all the history as we go through. But what this platform allows you to do is empowers any individuals and companies to leverage the platform. We make it for all the various players to participate, from the homeowner, the project managers, the product manufacturers, the labor partners. Everybody who touches this platform through Enterprise has the ability to really change the scope of your business. And it's my primary focus today is going to be Enterprise. So let's talk a little bit about us first. Amazing journey we've been on. You see now this year we'll bust past $1 billion in lifetime revenue. Right now we're somewhere about $820 million. Over 24,000 installations. And we started in 2014. Our visionary leader, Mr. Jonathan Budd, you'll get to see him later today. We're a simple lead generation company. It evolved and evolved and evolved. Now you can see what we've done. We have over 7,000 sellers. We have over 300 employees in the company, over 300 enterprise organizations during our beta, and over 300 labor partners. Something about the threes, something insignificant there. And not only that, 3 years running in the Inc. 5000. You can see that we went from 938 3 years ago to 61, and last year finished at number 43. So we've been growing considerably, and we expect to bust well past $400 million this year. So it gives you an idea that it's really been an amazing journey from just a simple concept to what now is leading the industry, the fastest growing solar platform in the industry today. So we're proud of that, but it's only the beginning. This is absolutely just the beginning. But now you have the opportunity to talk about enterprise platform. Who is it for? Who's the ideal candidate? And there's no perfect candidate, but here are some of the ones that are really taking advantage of it. You can see lead generation companies, solar sales organizations, roofing companies. Anybody who touches a home has the ability to become more competitive, to be more profitable, and take control. That's what Enterprise allows companies and individuals who leverage the platform to do. Installation partners, roofers, you name it. And you're going to hear some great stories today from some of those who have joined us. Our current coverage map, that footprint keeps growing, largely, quickly, but we're really in the most important and viable markets. There are markets that really just aren't ready for the solar adoption the way that we want the value proposition to be for the homeowner. So you can see all the markets we're currently in. Those are very viable, and you can see coming soon, and the lower left hand of my side is Hawaii. I'm excited about that. You're going to hear from somebody from Hawaii today. So that's our coverage map. But what is Enterprise? Simply stated, it's an end-to-end sales enablement and fulfillment platform. That's what Enterprise is all about. So if you take a look at what everybody usually sees, what most of you have probably seen, is all these different companies that you have to get to. It can be very, very complicated when it comes to financing companies, manufacturing partnerships, fulfillment partners, all of these places where you have to go and establish independent relationships prior to Powur Enterprise. You obviously want to do that to deliver a great value proposition to your homeowners, to deliver not only that, to value to yourself for all the hard work that you do, and you get to manage the process. So what you're going to find is Powur has simplified all of this. You don't have to maintain all those relationships. You leverage a platform that's an end-to-end enablement all the way through project fulfillment. With Powur, it's truly something that doesn't end just at fulfillment. It's you as an organization have the ability to be a critical player. Most of the technology is proprietary, by the way, and that's important to know that we write our own software. We don't rely on third parties for a vast majority of what we do. So this enables us to really have these three categories that I'm going to break it into. Sales enablement, these are the pillars that we have. Sales enablement is number one, and then project fulfillment, very, very critical, and then administrative control. So we're going to break down each of those individually for you here today. And let's start with sales enablement. If you dive into that, the presentation is not meant to be a full demo of the platform. We don't have enough time for that because there's simply so much to cover. You're going to get portions of it today. But let's start with enablement. Everything that you need to be able to enhance and improve the pathway from entry of lead all the way through contract and fulfillment. Let's talk about how we do that. It starts with absolutely, truly world-class brand and marketing tools. We offer the best marketing tools in business. This library that you have access to, you can use it, you can co-brand, or you can use your own. But we don't want you to have to worry about spending the time and the money to be able to develop all these amazing collaterals that we have. And we offer that co-branding, as I mentioned, so we want to maintain your brand integrity. So whether you use our brand or whether you use your brand, you have access to all these amazing tools, and we will support you through the process. Then it gets into design. That's another big blocker for companies when they first get into business. How are they going to design the proposals for the homeowner? With the platform, we have designed what's called Powur Vision. I've been in this industry 12 years, and I have never seen a full, and you're going to get a demo of this today. I've never seen such a versatile tool that allows you to manage your own designs, manage your adders, your pricing, your margins, create a proposal within minutes. You can have us do it and send it to you as a max fit design, or you can do your own design. And we've embedded the homeowner presentation directly into the proposal tool. So rather than having to go from a pitch deck and then flip over to a proposal tool or a savings report, it's all built in. And as an enterprise, you're able to control what your team members will see, what they can offer to the homeowners, and it gives you full control. And I think that's a really important word I want to make sure we get through today. Control. You control your business. And this is all run through our cost of goods model, which I'll talk about here in just a few minutes. You also have access to multiple product opportunities, diverse panels, inverters, the industry-leading storage solutions that we have, NEM3 optimized systems. You can offer roofing services, storage. This is the thing. It's evolving. The industry is evolving. It's not just about solar. The consumer demand for clean energy is rapidly on the rise. And today, Powur offers not only solar, but roofing, smart panels, EV chargers, and really creating a truly powered home, Powur with a U. And it's only going to continue to evolve as new technologies and new verticals align in our enterprise model. It also goes into diverse financial solutions. This is an interesting time that we're in, right? Today, it may not be best to have a loan. It may be better to have a power purchase agreement or a lease. The benefit you have in Powur is you choose. You can see some of the examples of our financing partners on the slide here. You choose who you want to use. And we have this amazing tool that right when you design the proposal, you can go up to the top and you can say, show me the best solution for the lowest monthly payment. Show me the best solution for the lowest loan amount. And you don't even have to go try to figure it out on your own. It all is performed for you. So that's an amazing tool for us in the field to be able to go, especially as rates have been changing more than we particularly want it to, but it is what it is for the industry. I have to say there's no There's no bad news, there's no good news, there's just news. The news is the economy is in a very awkward period of time. But beauty for us is we get the benefit of choosing whatever one is best for the homeowner. And not only that, with our financing solutions, you get something that I've never seen in any of the other red line models or EPC type platforms, and that is a finance rebate. I'll talk about that on the compensation side of what we're going to cover today. And you get really flexible project closing options. You can set your team as project closers if you have a team, because a lot of people come to the platform with the team. Or you can use our closers. We have hundreds of regional experts on the platform, and they can close your deals, and you can commission split. We have a really fascinating tool called Powur Pair. So when you get in the platform, let's say you want somebody who either speaks Spanish, or maybe that they will do an in-home presentation, or maybe they're an expert in a specific region or a specific utility. Powur Pair allows you to search and find the top 3 people in that category for that particular utility. You decide. You decide whether you want to close a deal. You decide whether you want to leverage somebody. So imagine if you're a lead generator, currently selling leads to some other company for a fee. How about this? You do the hard work of qualifying that lead like you already do. You put it in the platform. You send it to a closer, and you split whatever that revenue is. You set the number. You're in control. If you have a high-value lead, you can take more of the revenue. If you have a low-value lead, you haven't done a lot of qualifying, you can offer more revenue. So it just gives you such flexibility through what we call our Tier 3 program. And that gives you the ability to leverage the platform, grow your organization while you're doing that, and then in time, you can have your own closing network. But if you have your own, obviously that's where you can start. So again, you are in control. So that's sales enablement. Let's talk a little bit about project fulfillment. So, obviously once the project's closed, you got to get to the fulfillment side. And Powur has built a highly scalable, unique project fulfillment platform. It's really asset light, and the technology is fueled to ensure that these projects are fast and of high quality. We continue to evolve, we continue to improve, and it's always going to be the case with Powur. They continue to take things to the next level. So let's take a few looks at what that is. So Powur innovation early in the project is accurate, fast project. It starts with the steps of the project. Powur's built an innovation app that empowers you or your team or the homeowner to be able to do what's the virtual site survey, or you can have an on-demand site surveyor. It's a simple, friendly, usable app. There's also the app for the homeowner so that the homeowner is able to see every step of the way and communicate with the project manager through the app. We much prefer that rather than phone calls and tickets. You have choices, but that for the homeowner is such a seamless way. That's the amazing site survey app, on-demand survey, and the Powur site, which the homeowner has access to. And you have a complete suite of project services, dedicated project manager for every project that you have, and that gets really to the point where you can communicate directly in each market. You know who's going to be running your project. You have communication through a ticketing system, which, by the way, is tracked through Powur for performance, and it helps us make sure that everything's being met. All of our expectations are being met. You can communicate directly through the ticket system. You receive, and the homeowner receives, regular and very detailed updates. And that's where the My Powur app for the homeowner is really an important part of the process. And you get access to detailed reporting inside the platform, project managers, as I mentioned, your enterprise back office. You also have much more detailed reporting than you would as an individual because you have an organization in part of the fulfillment. The next step in project fulfillment is the distributed local labor. And I love the fact that when somebody asks me, who's the contractor? Who's going to be doing the installation? Powur. Powur is the general contractor. However, we have multiple options for labor partners. Currently, we have, I think last count was 50 local labor partners who are also enterprise users. So they're leveraging the Powur platform to get the Powur cost of goods model, to get the support, all the infrastructure. You'll hear from some of those today on the platform. So if you're an installer, you can be your own installer. Or if you can expand into other markets, you can expand to other states where they have the ability to leverage Powur's build our labor partner network. There's over 300 solar installers. As I mentioned, of those are about 50 are in our enterprise program, and I think that's going to be one of the biggest growth models for us in 2023. All right, so that's a little bit about the fulfillment. Now, it also comes down to running your business, right? The administration of your business. And that's critical. Let's take a look at some of the things in the back office that you have access to here today. Powur makes it really easy to build your team. So all you have to do is choose what role you want that team member to be. You can have account support staff. You can have managers who can oversee portions of your organization. You can seat sellers in your organization, and you can set the margins for them. Super flexibility. You can put a lead generator into the platform. And one of the beauties of having a lead generator in the platform is you can pay them directly out of the milestone money as it's paid. And I'll cover, again, some of that during the compensation. And you just have complete flexibility. Again, you are in control. You can customize your compensation plan. In the early phases of Powur's Enterprise, everyone was on the same compensation model, but we realized enterprise users oftentimes are providing more value to their base. They're sellers, they're providing sometimes benefits and office space and salaries and you name it. So Powur now gives you the complete flexibility to design your own compensation plan within the Powur platform. You have a choice of designing it in the platform, and then Powur will pay each of those team members. I love that. You don't have to have a payroll company doing your payroll anymore. Or if you want to take the entire revenue stream and pay your people directly, you certainly have the ability. You are in control. Next up is the training. And I'm super proud of this training. And I've been in the industry, as I mentioned, 12 years. I wrote a course that we brought to Powur. I used to sell that course for $5,000, individual courses. That course and the best-selling author of a book called Selling Solar and 5 other people collaborated for a year to create a truly incredible training program, best I've seen in the industry. And it's part of what you get as an enterprise user. And anybody in the platform gets access to training, but then with that, you get to determine what you want your users to be able to do. Specialized training in addition on storage, roofing, finance. As things evolve, we really pull out that information and we do state-of-the-art training like you're going to witness here today from our platform, plus 400 training and hundreds and hundreds of different articles that you can go through. So if you have a question, oftentimes it says, go to the knowledge base. To me, it's the Google of solar within the Powur platform. It's truly a remarkable platform. All right, so this kind of a recap slide, right? I can't cover each of these bullets, but kind of walk through, at least on the screen here, all the different things that you receive as Powur Enterprise, and this from the sales enablement to the project fulfillment and to all of the administrative control. So this is just a quick recap of that. And as I review this, I just want to mention that it's hard to narrow down what feature's right for you. That's the beauty of Enterprise. It's got a bunch of features. You get to choose which ones are right for you. You are in control. Now, I mentioned that we're going to talk about the cost of goods model. This is what's truly unique about Powur. It's what truly has fueled our growth in launching Powur from where it was today to coming up on $1 billion in revenue that we've generated. It's just amazing to see what we've done. It's COGS, cost of goods. And the key to that is transparency. Transparency is king. You can see on the slide a sample of a project. The only thing that's going to vary is some markets are going to have different equipment because we have distribution channels set up for those markets, but you're always going to have the top grade panels to a mid grade to a lower cost panel. One of our panels right now in there is $3. I'm still kind of blown my mind. 35 cents a watt for a Canadian Solar 355, just as an example. I'm not going to say that's in every market, but just give you an example of what there. So if you walk through that, you get to actually see the true transparent cost. And then you have what's left over is margin, and that goes into revenue share. So let's talk about how that is distributed. This is, again, one of the greatest things about the platform is Powur only keeps 15% of the margin, 15%. They don't make any money on equipment. They don't make any money on installations. They don't make any money on anything that they facilitate for you as an enterprise user, they just keep 15% of the margin. 85% is set aside. For the direct seller, whether that's an individual or an organization, it's 70% up to 80%. There's increments you can grow to 80% of that volume. So if you look at that, the average commission just on the 70% is somewhere between $6,000 and $7,000 on average. And then if you hit the targets that get you to 80%, that's another $800 to $1,000 per project. And then on partner sales, as you grow in this organization, you're going to have the ability for yourself or your team members to become tier 3 sellers and assist other people in the platform. You desire to choose that, or you can turn it off. You're in control. But why wouldn't you want your sellers to have access to the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that are coming into our platform that need help closing their deals? And then the team bonuses. You get team bonuses in multiple tiers. That's where the 15% rev share goes. So the remaining rev share goes to leaders who are building teams in the company, to you as an enterprise who are building your team in a company. You actually also get to override in 6 levels each of the individuals who are in your organization. So on top of the great commissions, the great pays outs, the volume bonus, the tier 3 sales, now you get team bonuses and finance rebates. I've been in the industry for a while. I've yet to see a company that actually rebates you on loans. Every major company out there is receiving incentives from the lenders. Every one of them. I've yet to find one of them who actually share that. And that is, again, what is key: transparency. And that is so critical in this platform. Powur actually pays that to you, 1.5% on every single loan that's eligible for a finance rebate. No company out there that I've ever seen do it. So when you try to say, how does this compare to red lines? And it doesn't. There's no comparison. You're comparing 5 streams of income to one basic commission that a typical company pays out. And then I think for the long haul, Powur really believes they're committed to us. They're committed to the entrepreneurship. They're committed to the people who are helping to take this company to the next level, and that's stock options. We won't get into the details, but you'll see in the compensation training that there's even more stock options that are available to our enterprise partners, because we want you to be able to scale a business into the thousands of installs per year and pay you not only extremely well, but give you incentives to have stock in the company. So that's about us. But what we haven't talked about is more about Powur and what it stands for. Powur truly believes in doing more than just profits, and they are very profitable, by the way, but they also use that scale for good. And you see some images on the wall here. We get down to Mexico a couple of times a year, and we build a home. We give back to the community. And it's just such an incredibly emotional experience for the people who are there, who participate. And you'll have an opportunity to participate those as well. We have contests that are coming up that you'll hear about. We're also a public benefit corporation and a certified B corporation. I mean, there's only about 2,000 worldwide who make that double commitment. So that says that we have to manage not only profits, but with purpose. So it's balancing out that profitability with purpose, which Powur does extremely well. And on the QR code there, you can see a little bit about the impact that we are having. We just reached the category of the top 300 impact companies in the world. And in one of those categories, we were far ahead of people who have been in this industry and others for decades, because we do so much about giving back. And I think it's a wonderful thing. So it's not only about making the money, it's about being part of a company that actually wants to do good and wants to give back for all the blessings that we receive for helping people in this industry. All right, so let's recap here. I'm not going to dive through each of these bullet points because you can read those. You'll get a copy of this, but I really want to focus on the enterprise side, because anybody here who is looking at becoming a seller, you can do that. It's very simple. You get all the tools that we just mentioned. It's $85 a month, and there's a $99 setup fee. There's a Powur Pro model, which has all the features of the Powur seller, but it also gives you the ability to have a team, a support team member, a lead generator, an organization manager, and that's $175 a month, software as a service. And Powur Enterprise gives you all the benefits of the Powur seller and the Powur Pro, but also gives the ability to do things that we talked about today: seat sellers, control and completely carve out your own compensation plan for your sellers, customize what they can see, what they can do, how much training need they have. You might look at it and say, well, I've already trained all my people. You're going to be able to turn on and off what you want them to be trained. There's certain things that they have to do, but all of that is available. And then you can bring on a manager to oversee your entire organization. You can see that there's some fees associated with those additional user licenses. The admin role is $25 a month. A seated seller is $50 a month. That comes with unlimited proposal designs, providing you're closing 10% of your projects, which if you're not closing 10% of your projects, we need to reevaluate who needs training. So if I look at that just in that standpoint, I met with a rather respectful organization that installs and sells in Orange County, doing between 50 and 80 deals a month. And when we really started peeling back the layers of the onion, the cost of goods alone was significant, 20% less on average on everything that we're purchasing, 20% less. But then he looked at how much money he's spending on CRM, on proposals, on software. It came out to $32,000 a month. And for $350 a month plus the seated sellers that he had, it came out to about $700 a month. Now that is going to make a big difference in the bottom line for that company. So that's just a quick overview of who we are, what our enterprise model is all about. And what I'd invite you to do is to get with the person who invited you here today and talk about how you can leverage this Powur platform. Get on our enterprise program. And if you want more details, we're going to have a session tomorrow night. I'm sorry, not tomorrow night, Monday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's on powurhour.com. I'll be there with Bobby Smith and a few of our chosen field leaders and developers who are in our enterprise model, answering any questions as well as presenting a little bit more detail on the opportunity that we're sharing with you today. So I'd love to see as many of you there as possible. And those who are here already, invite somebody to come listen and hear more about our enterprise model. All right, so that is our Powur Enterprise program. Look forward to some of the follow-up questions and things you're going to hear about today. Let's talk about what we're going to go through today as far as an agenda. We have a really amazing evolution that we've gone through as a company. So I'm going to cover a little bit about that. We're going to bring Melissa Dawson, who's done an amazing job in creating her enterprise within the Powur platform and helping others do the same. She's going to do a Powur talk on that. We're going to have a panel of two of our top enterprise people who are in the very early stages, helped us develop this and really get in why Powur, why enterprise, get that benefit. Sam Peterson, an amazing human who's doing so much to make this model even better, is going to be on with us today to talk about some of the core features that we have, as well as features that are coming up in the future. Right. Yes, thank you. I got a cue that there's somebody that's waiting in a conference room for me. I'm going to cover that in just a minute. This is the balance of the agenda. The recap, I'm going to come back up after all that's done and just recap, maybe get any questions that come through, make sure we've got everything. And then Mr. Budd is going to come up and take it to the next level. He's going to share the vision. Mr. Jonathan Budd, our CEO, you heard about him earlier. And then we're going to have Jeff Martin up to do training on the Powur Discovery Call. Phenomenal training. You're going to love that. We're going to have 4 of our top personal sales leaders. And wait till you hear the stories that they're going to share with you today. These are our top sellers on the platform for last quarter. Jordan Shaw is going to come up and show you his usage of the Powur Vision software, which is industry changing. We're going to have training on TPO with Luis Perez, as well as Sonova. And then we're going to bring up our top tier 3. These are the people who are closing projects, mentoring, if you will, but tier 3, helping tier 2 and tier 1 sellers with their projects. Fantastic group of people you're going to get a chance to meet today. Wrap it up with Mr. J.C. Rangel with an absolutely wonderful presentation on why build a massive organization. And then we'll conclude with our CEO mastermind. But before we go to the genesis, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring up a dear friend of mine who I've met. And let's see if we can get him on the screen over here. I'm going to change my position. Rhino. You can hear me, all right? So Rhino's doing the Hawaii salute. So awesome to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. It's a little early for you.
Good morning. Aloha.
Good morning. Aloha, sir. Wonderful to have you. You know, Rhino, I had the honor of spending some time with you here a couple months ago, and I think I'm coming back in 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not sure exact dates, but looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I was absolutely blown away at how amazing your organization, your company, and all the different things that your company does, but particularly for a solar company doing as much revenue, as much volume, and with the kind of reputation that you have, that you really came to us wanting to be part of this platform. So talk a little bit about that. Why Powur?
Well, it actually started about a year and a half ago. I was just reflecting on that I was introduced and discovered the Powur platform. And the more research I did on it, I just knew that this is what we needed in Hawaii. And when you guys launched the enterprise program, I was just ecstatic because I knew this was going to be game changing for our business. We've been in business for 18 years. We've been doing solar for about over a decade now. We do about $25 million a year in solar, about 5 megawatts a year. And when I saw what we could bring to the table with the platform, I knew that we wanted to make this transition quick.
And you are becoming not only enterprise, but what we call a full ecosystem partner, where you're going to self-fulfill, installing your own projects and leveraging Powur's buying power. What does that mean to you? How's that going to change your business?
Well, I think you hit it on the 3 pillars. I would even call it 4 pillars, which I can touch on here that really attracted us. For me, the first off, as a construction company by roots, one area that we were challenged on was sales enablement. We could build a sales team, but it was hard to retain talented professional salespeople and attract new ones and train them. So what the platform does for us, it makes it very sticky. When salespeople come in to sell for us, they gravitate towards this organization. They're part of a team. They start to recruit. They build a team under them. So it really makes it so that they want to stay within the organization, and they get top-notch training, and the platform makes their sales more effective. So right there, I can see how our sales organization is already growing, and we haven't even officially launched yet. We're building out one of the largest sales teams in Hawaii over the last 3 months.
Wow, amazing. And I'm sure this is going to help you as well in the scaling from a cash flow perspective. From your side, what does that look like? What's the benefit of that?
So that's the second pillar that really attracted me, is because, sales is obviously the most important thing in any business, because without sales, you have nothing to count and nothing to build or operate. However, in our business, the other challenge we had is with procurement, not only logistically, but also getting the equipment at the best prices, and how it impacts our cash flow. In this business, what I found is that the equipment is a very low margin portion of our business. So by leveraging the platform and the national buying power that Powur has, we're able to get access to the best equipment, reliable supply chain, and the best pricing. I mean, I think you just had mentioned another contractor in Orange County. We're feeling the same thing, that, just by moving over to this platform, the enterprise platform, we're able to get the cost of equipment about 20% less than we were before, and we're able to pass that savings on to our customers and still not take a bite out of the salespeople's commission.
That's fantastic. That's that kind of testimony that really excites me, because I believe that this is an industry changer. Not that you are having any struggles, but we've seen so many smaller, companies doing 15, 20 deals a month that just aren't able to make the transition, and this seems to be a great place. And you doing $20 million a year in revenue and being able to leverage and finding that as a benefit as well is super exciting. You mentioned a 4th pillar. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the third pillar I would say is the administrative control that you touched on, and managing the workflow of the project, but also shedding all these various hairball of software that we've had to work within the last 5 years. You just keep adding on the things you need, the features that the enterprise software platform just has right out of the box. So we're, just like that other company, we're going to shed about $300,000 to $400,000 a year in software by going on to enterprise.
Wow. I didn't get that number when we met the first. That is absolutely amazing. That's going to help
Yeah.
your bottom line a little bit.
Right to the bottom line, buddy. Yep.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And a
Fourth pillar?
Yes, please.
Culture. The culture of Powur, just in this time where we've, worked with you guys and getting to know you guys and see the culture there, going out to the leadership summit. It's just a very exciting. Everyone is just in this, abominable team spirit. And what I loved about it is, in Hawaii, culture is at the utmost important. It's so valuable to the people here. They're just a community of people that really care about the culture and their lineage and their families. And that's what I really saw in Powur and working with Powur and how much they respect the culture of Hawaii. I knew it was a perfect fit.
Yeah, when I went there and met with you and got a chance to talk to the community and see how important it is to have that local power as opposed to people coming in from other states and coming in and grabbing all the money and running back home, that just isn't fair to your audience. Now you can do it all yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. The next phase for us, I know we're going to be soft launching here soon, and not to make you commit to a date, but I know there was a date that was potential in July where we can actually start talking about we're going live. Is that a possibility?
Oh, yes.
No pressure.
It's locked in. Contracts are signed for our venue. So we have the official launch party in Hawaii, July 8th. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, Rhino Irwin, you'll see that we got sneak peeks of that venue coming up. It's going to be super exciting. It's going to be awesome.
I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to book my flights, my friend. So I look forward to it. Mahalo. Thank you so much for all you do and your amazing team. Super excited about the next steps that we're going to take in Hawaii.
Absolutely. And thank you to Powur and the Powur organization and all the Powur warriors. Just love this organization, what we're going to do. It's game changer. Aloha.
Thank you. Aloha. Well, I got to tell you, it's so validating and so exciting to hear a company. I shared the one in Orange County, but another example. Imagine that. If you're in that same road, or people who are in that mode, that they're spending so much money on just piecemealing software together, or even maybe creating their own proprietary software that maybe look at the cost of that. And Rhino just shared that's $300,000 a year to his bottom line. I don't know what to say more than that, but just a phenomenal, phenomenal story.